It does, and we move on to our next story now. Dubai's taxi sector has seen a 101 recovery rate from pre-pandemic levels in 2019. So cabs and cabbies, like we know, are running the show in Dubai and keeping the city moving. And with the massive population growth, along with the overturn of a majority of COVID-19 regulations, is it any surprise that Dubai's taxi sector has recorded a 101 recovery rate from pre-pandemic levels back in 2019? The sector has further seen a growth of 27% during the first half of this year compared to the same period in 2021.
Anything that goes over 100% always baffles me, but 101% it is. Hala taxi journeys surged during the first half of 2022 by 157% compared to the same period last year, while the e-hail business recovered 92% of its volumes in 2019 as the effects of COVID-19 pandemic significantly decreased.
How does Dubai always manage to overachieve? How?
It's people like us moving the city.
That's so true. It's because of us. It's because of us. You.
The royal us. The royal you.
But Adil Shakari, Director of Planning and Business Development at the Roads and Transport Authority, RTA Public Transport Agency, said e-hail journeys surged by 74% during the first half of this year compared to the same period last year, and the hourly car rental sector also recovered by 56%, with journeys recording a 6% increase during the first 6 months of 2022.
I mean, it all makes sense. There was a significant decline. We had a total period where everyone was working from home, the majority. Then as people moved back in, people were still technically not in the office 5 days a week. I know some of you are still working from home, like it's still happening. Some people are on a hybrid scheme now. However, the city itself has gotten busier with more people moving in. So we obviously, you can see like the numbers jumping as to why they've been able to kind of map that huge success.
Yeah, and taxis, honestly, like before you got a car, it was like, I don't think you could do anything without a cab, right?
No.
I mean, like that goes for me right now, and it's been the case with me for the longest. But it's like on the way to work, cab, on the way back, cab, anywhere you have to go, cab. So can you imagine like the demand for it? And this is just like, I mean, it's a no-brainer that the rates have gone up so much and increased because people need.
But you know what about the increase is that, do you remember that little pocket of time right when restrictions were lifting and Expo was starting, and it was impossible to get a taxi?
Yeah.
Now it's still, you know, at like peak hour on a Friday evening, it's tricky. But in general, that whole little moment of fear when everyone was like jumping onto their Instagram stories, like, why can't I get a taxi? Why can't I get a taxi? And obviously Kareem and Hala were jumping into, you know, response mode and making sure that you guys are serviced as people who take taxis all the time. And correct me if I'm wrong, we don't struggle as much.
Yeah, we don't like there. I think for me, like cabs are available like within. I think the max I have to wait is 10 minutes max, and that is if they take the wrong route, you know, coming towards you. But I feel like a lot of stuff that they've explored during Expo time can be used otherwise as well, like around malls. Like for example, the OTP. Did you experience that? So when I went to Expo, the one thing they tried out was like the OTP. It's like you book your cab, and instead of finding that one exact cab, they give you an OTP. So any cab that you go to, you show that, and it just like links up to your Kareem. So that's very convenient, right? In terms of like mall situations, when you go to a mall and you go to that one waiting area for cabs, and you just have to wait for your one taxi. It's so much easier if you get that OTP and you show it to them, and you go inside any cab. You know, the first one that you see. You get what I mean?
I think so, but then you arrive 30 minutes after this person here who's waiting.
No one's waiting. No one's waiting. So it's like you get the OTP. Like for example, I book my cab now. I'm in Costa in Dubai Mall, which is like 15 minutes away from the exit. I book it. I get an OTP. So I can just walk to my nearest exit. I show the taxi driver who's available the OTP, any taxi driver, and it just links up to your Kareem instantly. So they're not waiting, you're not waiting, no one is waiting.
My the main times I get taxis from malls is outside of Dubai Mall, and they don't have like a massive space for taxis waiting. So it's actually the taxis that come down. I need to understand it fully, I think.
Okay, maybe I'm not explaining it well.
I just think because I don't know, because you don't have, maybe outside Expo there's a large site for the taxis to sit and wait, but you don't always have that at different malls. I don't know. I think I need to research that a little bit further.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I noticed at Expo, like, methods that Hala Taxi and other cabs are coming up with that makes it convenient. So I'm like, oh, that's nice. Like, always innovative with their ideas. Yeah.
That's why we love the transport system in Dubai.